I've had tinnitus all my life. That means I have a constant ringing in my ears. Some days it's not too bad. Other days, it's like someone is standing next to me with an air horn. It's only gotten worse as I've gotten older. At age 20, I got my first set of hearing aids. That's also the year I met my wonderful Samantha. Ironically, she's an opera singer. At age 28, we were married. The vows were awkward to say the least. I couldn't hear anything and missed all of my cues. Luckily, everyone thought it was cute when I kissed Sam too early. My daughter Daisy was born 2 years later. Sam told me she was a fussy baby, screaming all the time. Honestly, I didn't notice. A crying baby was nothing against the sounds in my ears. It was around that time I started learning sign language. 3 years later, and it's even worse. I can't sleep. I can't work. You'd think after 33 years of this, I would have gotten used to it, but I can't. Every day is deafened by the ringing in my ears. I couldn't focus. I couldn't hear my wife sing or my daughter babble. Sam was a saint, working to support us both. I tried to take care of Daisy, but it was just too much. I couldn't pay attention with the deafening roaring in my ears. It was too much of a distraction. When I almost burned the apartment making my daughter toast, Sam hired a nanny. I retreated into my room. I felt like a failure. I was 33 and couldn't do anything. Sam was amazing, but I could tell she was starting to think of me as a burden. How long would it be before she took Daisy and left? I had to do something. I had researched treatments, of course. I've seen ENTs all over the country who prescribed eardrops and nose sprays, pills and creams. I tried everything from sinus surgery to essential oils. Nothing worked, which wasn't uncommon. I had one option left, a rather radical treatment. I had refused it for years, but I was a desperate man. The surgery was simple, but brutally effective. They cut the nerve from my cochlea in my ear to my brain. I wouldn't hear anything. I came to dinner for the first time in weeks. I waited until my daughter was distracted before telling Sam what I was thinking about. "But you'll be deaf," my wife signed, hands shaking. I looked from her hands to mine. I held up my hands and wiggled my fingers at her. "I already am," I signed. Eventually, Sam understood. Although she was disappointed, I think she was happy I would get a new lease on life. I could get a job, watch Daisy, and be a proper husband. I would be able to think again without this infernal shrieking in my brain. The days leading up to the surgery were surprisingly good. I listened to my wife sing. I had a tea party with Daisy and heard the fantastical names she had given her stuffed animals. But just when I was starting to reconsider, I hit another rough patch that sent me back to my room. This was the right thing to do, both for myself and for my family. The surgery was simple. My ears screamed in the car to the hospital. They shrieked as I counted backwards from 100. But I counted with a smile on my face. Soon, I would be free. Waking up from anesthesia isn't as peaceful as I thought it would be. The faces of my doctor and family swam into view. My head hurt. I was nauseous. "How are you feeling?" signed my doctor. I paused and thought, is this what silence felt like? But before I could lift my hand to respond, I heard something. Something soft and very far away. But as I waited, the sound grew louder and louder, like something very big was rushing at me very fast. There was a pop, And then the ringing started again, with an intensity like I've never heard before. The sound took over, and was the only thing I could feel. I saw red. I didn't realize I was screaming until the nurses restrained me. I couldn't stop. I couldn't hear myself, but I could feel my throat burning. My eyes were blurred with tears, but I saw Daisy drop her stuffed rabbit as she fled from the room. Sam followed her without a backward glance. It didn't stop. Without the world around me to drown it out, the ringing was louder than ever before. I would never hear my wife sing. I would never hear my daughter say my name. For the rest of my life, all I would hear was this goddamned ringing in my ears. My ears screamed, and I screamed along with them.